Hello and welcome back to day 6 of This Is the Police. So we're continuing on our series today again with This Is the Police, and we're on to day 6 now, and things should start getting much more interesting the more we get into this first week and month. So the Goldenberg, let's get straight into this. Thomas Blaine, pregnant woman, killer sent to a mental hospital. The Freeburg Tribune reports, according to Dr. Eleanor Waltery, Thomas Blaine has a new form of schizophrenia. And the fact, Freeburg's #1 paper, Mayor Rogers is not afraid of the competition. Let's go to work. And we've still got our card that starts on the third time. There we go. Third time's a charm. There we go.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked him his name, but he just ignored me. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those portables. He gave me this envelope and left.
Damn. Okay, let's see about this.
So remember what I said in the last episode as well. We can skip these if you don't want the story spoiled, so just let me know in the comments below.
Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo. But I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message was not that they got out. It meant that I was in. My servitude to the Mafia had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already knew why Kendrick called it a contract. You sound doomed if you call it what it is. A curse. Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful, Mr. Sand. And what is it you do for a living?
Oh, you'll soon find out all about that. Well, you'll learn much more than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off your phone. You start today.
Eight in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100, 800 out of 1,000. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially became a Mafia whore. I'm supposed to be fearing for my life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's going to happen to 8 and 10?
Okay, so let's crack straight on. Everyone's turned up for work. Lovely. Let's get straight in. No music, and we love the sounds of the city. Okay, in the last episode, as you can remember, we captured the guy who stole the necklace, being Kwan Yin Lin. It turned out to be a member of a gang of the Red Masks. He could help us take down the whole gang if we make him an informant. So we accept he's going to be our informant. And we are going to go for Ning He. We can't investigate Jin Yang yet. We go for Ning He. We're going to start to investigate him. We can put Mole on the case, then Armstrong and DeBrito. Please proceed. We should get some positive results by the end of the day. Now we've got a request in for a raise. Yep, that's been approved. We now earn at 1,320 a week, and we got a new detective we can hire. and we can go straight into that. Let's have a look at our detectives here. We've got 3 detectives here and 3 here. We're at home. 290, 140, 140, 351, 60, 120. I'm tempted to hire a new detective for, let's go for shift A. Let's get a detective in shift A. Bork Glasgow, nice. Pete Vickers, and Vince Clortho. Vince Clortho sounds more like a villain to me. Clortho. Okay, Bork Glasgow. We're going to have a Bork Glasgow for shift. Oh, what's our stats there? 280. That'll boost them up big time. We're going to put them on shift B. 280 for shift B. Right, you go on shift B. There we go. Close that. What's the next request? A SWAT upgrade. We can now improve our SWAT team. So we can increase their efficiency by 50%, or we can make them work 2 times a day. We're going to give them some more endurance, like work 2 times a day, like they have trouble getting all their helmets and masks when it takes that much. Job slot officer. We can now hire a new officer. So before we just bring one in, we've got 8 here and we've got 8 here. So 320 being our best on that one. 440. Our lowest one is 85. Lowest one is 100. Let's go. We've got a couple of tired coppers there. Let's go for shift A. Let's go for shift A. One on shift A. Tom Roy, Ned Bukarika, Tego Lin, Peter Munn, or Nika Sayahovic. You know what? I like the happy face of Ned, because Ned's got a nice, happy, friendly face. He looks like a nice guy. I'm not too sure what's going on with this guy's eyes. He already looks tired to me. So Ned, you've got the job. There we go. A bit of hurry. And City Hall, Jack, you swore an oath to serve the city. You can't keep your promises, won't keep up. You know what? Piss off, sleazebag. We're not going to do this. The Barry Lang gave several interviews in which she spoke about atrocities committed by the Red Masks gang. She embellished a lot and distorted the facts. If you want to keep the people from panicking, you'll need to take down the gang within the next 4 days. But we're already on that case, so we should get good results on that one. Attempted murder. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with the manager and is trying to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. Lovely. What a way to go, being pushed into a vat of boiling chocolate. Purdy, you can be up, and Austin. You know what? While you're over there, girls, bring us back some chocolate. I say girls, I'm not too sure if Purdy is a girl or what, but hey, you know what? Girls, bring us back some chocolate. Hey, what's this about here? Right hand man Ning He is the faithful assistant to Jin Yang, a founding member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. Ning He keeps his more valuable prizes at home while he arranges their sale. He then brings him to the Wise Dragon restaurant on the day before he's planning to make the deal. The gang must have had an immediate buy for the necklace, so Ning He brought it to the restaurant the same night it was stolen. Usually the restaurant is open around the clock, but it was closed the night before because an important deal was going down. Ning He has a key to the restaurant, and valuables are kept in the safe under the bar. So that's what we've investigated so far. We just need some pictures to fill in the blanks. You know what? We know who he is. Why are we just going to arrest him? We know where the safe is. Surely we'll be able to find these items there, you know? Why do we need some photographs? Evidence, I guess. It's all in the court case, I guess. And well done. Offender's been caught, an officer's unharmed, and chocolate has been got. So bring it back, girls. We have a carjacking. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walking between cars, trying handles in the hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, the teen drove shrieking from the parking lot. What, was he shrieking or was the car shrieking? Who knows? Greatly exceeding the speed limit. Oh, wow. He fled towards the suburbs. Okay, then. Yancey, take Sabaki and Asano with you. Go, go, go. And we've got this is the first long day as well. I think we worked at 2 AM now as well, so it's a longer day. The cutscenes will start getting a bit less as well as it goes on. But like I said, if you don't want to see the story as the game progresses, just let me know in the comments below, and we can always skip them if we get enough people asking to do so. So officers have determined the car thief's location. We catch up with a stolen vehicle and open fire, bit extreme. Overtake the criminal and attempt to take him into custody, and not too sure you did it, but we'd do that. Or overtake the offender and block the road. I'm going to try and do this one and take him into custody. And yes, offender's been caught, officers unharmed, and they're on their way back to the yard. We have a hostage situation here. A weeping child called in saying that someone was holding him against his will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I want to go outside and see Pete. That to me sounds like a hoax call, but you know what? A weeping child has got to be responded by at least one officer, I think, just in case. But it sounds like the boy's been grounded to me, and he wants to go out, and so he's called the police on his dear old mum and dad for not letting him out of the house. But we'll find out. We'll respond with an officer anyway, just in case. You never know. I'd hate to be responsible for some poor child being kidnapped somewhere.
911 in progress. 710.
In the casino here, we received a call from an angry casino patron. He claims that one of the casino girls was hanging around his table, lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple of $1,000s in cash and several credit cards. Casino security showed him outside, saying that he was drunk, but the man is giving up so easily. Right, Yancey and Coachy, go get them. Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refuses to repay his debts. Oh, see, this is the Sands now. The Sands need our help. So, Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refuses to pay his debts. It says that the police will protect him. I think that time will show whose side the police are really on. I mean, we don't want to really refuse the Sands family. So we're going to get in the good books with the Sands family at the moment, I think. Just keep that sweet. Joseph's Larry Murray wouldn't let him go out until he ate his broccoli. So there we have it, kids. Eat all your broccoli. Stay away from the drugs. Stay away from the drink. Stay away from the smoking. But hey, you know what? Eat your broccoli. Yes, or the police will come around to your house. Eat your broccoli. You can never eat enough broccoli. Broccoli's foul stuff. I don't blame the kid, actually. I think we should have arrested his mother for making him eat broccoli. To be perfectly fair, if you like broccoli, let me know in the comments below. If enough people like broccoli, I'll apologise for that comment about not liking broccoli and saying that broccoli is foul. So there we go. Report of theft. We're getting sidetracked here. You see, this is what happens when sometimes there's not that busy, not a lot of calls coming in. We tend to waffle about broccoli. Close. Okay, assault with a deadly weapon. At a parking lot exit, a security guard stopped a suspicious-looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver reached casually into the glove compartment, then pulled out a gun and opened fire. My God. Petska, Purdy, and Austin. That sounds like some kind of act. 3 of you can go for that. We'll see 2 coppers back just in case. So that's saying coppers as well. They're probably cops, being an American kind of style of game. And they're probably cops, not coppers as such. But hey, you know what? I'm from the UK, so they're coppers to me. A police cruiser was caught up with a perpetrator's van. She will try to run the van off the road, shoot out the criminal's tyres, or use the bullhorn and order the van to stop. Let's do that. Let's order it to stop first. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through a window of a sex shop. A woman exits the vehicle, grabs a shop attendant and puts a gun to his head. We got a choice to shoot the criminal in the head, throw a rubber sex doll at the assailant, or let go of that man right now. You know what? Just because of how ludicrous this sounds, I'm going to go for that. Let's throw a rubber sex doll at the assailant. And yes, the offender's been caught, the officer's unharmed, civilians are all unharmed because we threw a sex doll. There's a lesson in life right there. You know what? We should all carry rubber sex dolls around with us in future, because if ever we're getting mugged or any kind of criminal activity goes on, we can just whip out our rubber sex dolls, chuck it at the assailant, and we're done. Job done. Look at that. Rubber sex dolls. A cure for every kind of crime in life right there. You held a hostage, pull out your rubber sex doll. There you go. You've learned something from this channel. It's not only just playing games, we're actually getting educational. Okay, we've got 3 new frames in our investigation here. I think we've got enough here to lock this guy away. So he's got the key to the restaurant, I think I remember right. And then, yep, there we go. He's got the key to the restaurant. He's going to walk into the restaurant, isn't he? He's going to open the status under the bar. Yay, look at that. Ning He, the Chinese immigrant, hasn't officially worked anywhere for the past 10 years. I'm so pleased. He hasn't worked officially for anywhere for the last 10 years. What's he been doing for tax? We should arrest him just for not paying his taxes. A year ago, Ning He became the owner of the house. The home was listed as a gift on his tax return. See what I mean? What I just say? Right, okay, so we've got to send 2 officers over. We're going to send Kochi and Purdy, the man cop thing, and SWAT. Go. Because obviously, SWAT is needed to be sent. When anyone don't pay their tax, send SWAT round. They'll sort them out. And it's nearly the end of the day, and there we go, it's the end of the day today. Our options are gone from here now. We can't actually do anything, we won't get any new jobs. We're just waiting to see if they capture this Ning Lee Wing Ting fella. And there we go. Yay, the offender's been caught, there we go. And we're able to arrest all the suspects, lovely. And we can now start to investigate Yin Yang. But we won't do that yet because we can't, because obviously it's the end of the day. There we go, it's the end of another day, and Shift B's all come back alive, and the Brito is absolutely exhausted. We can't actually seem to take the day off either, the next day off. So it's day 7. Here we go, straight into day 7 here. Racist gangs run wild in the city. Freiburg Tribune says the investigation into Francis Kendrick could resume, even though he's got on a plane, changed his identity, all that malarkey, and he's gone. Well, good luck with that. The fact Freiburg's on one paper, a second tower is to be built in Freiburg. I wonder if we'll see that second tower go up on the map. I don't know. How many towers is there? I'm not even bothered counting them, to be honest. I guess we'll find out in a bit. Oh, another cutscene.
The people of Freiburg have built up a tolerance for the petty horrors of modern life. You'll never see crowds gathering around a beaten passerby. Folks rarely even slow to gawk at a car accident. And street theft doesn't turn heads anymore. Been a long time since people got worked up about stuff like that. So when I ran into a troubled crowd on the way to work, I knew there was something serious going on. Something bad enough to knock these people out of their daily rhythm. And we're talking about people who would step over a corpse if it was blocking the door to the coffee shop. But apparently all it takes is a bunch of leaflets, or spreading broken glass across Main Street, or releasing a couple of 100 rats in the ice arena. The mysterious figure taking responsibility for these strange acts goes by the alias Robespierre. Nobody knows who he is, what he wants, or what all this adds up to, from the buckets of lard spread on the sidewalk to the front door of City Hall covered with ostrich feathers. But this strange cross between childhood pranks and cheap theatrics has got the people all worked up. Everyone understands when some Freiburg crook satisfies the basic human need to rob and kill. But when someone steals a lion from the local zoo and locks him in a cell below the courthouse, the people start asking questions. Myself, I kind of like this Robespierre. It's not just the pranks he's pulling or his green bull's head emblem. I just like his funny nickname. Robespierre? Really?
I don't like his funny nickname. I like the fact that he stole his lion from the zoo and locked him in a cell underneath the courthouse. How do you do them kind of things?
The old gunner who goes off to war with a bag of damp powder. Or maybe the innkeeper who tops up the beer kegs with mop water. It's something to think about.
And here we go. Martin Stett is our new deputy. So we got deputy things out. Everyone's in from work for great stuff. We're going to go straight to our map. We've got a catalogue now. You saw, if you caught it down there, we've got a catalogue now. We can actually go into a catalogue and buy new music as well, but we don't play the music in the game because obviously YouTube might throw a little bit of a hissy at me for private content. We haven't made much money in the last day or two, so we need to make a bit of money. Which will be, and our deputy, yes, see what options he gives us. So we can send our police to a police academy, send them for staff training, we can hire snitches, we can have a barbecue for our employees, a consultant detective, buy silence. But you know what, we don't need to do any of that at the moment. We've got statistics, it's day 7. We've got 173 days left. Our weekly salary is at 1,320. Money earned is 5,700. We haven't spent anything. We've solved 21 crimes and failed 2. We've solved 3 cases. We've not lost any officers, no detectives. We've not fired any detectives, but we fired 2 officers. Our best officer is Stovall and our best detective is Mole. As long as she isn't a mole, that's fine. Theft. A shoe store clerk reports that 2 teenagers found the most expensive sneakers on display, tried them on, and then, without paying, ran out of the shop wearing the new shoes. Vandal and Robbins. Go and get these shoe perps. Off they go to capture the perpetrators who's stealing trainers or sneakers, depending on what part of the world you come from. But like I've said before, this is the UK. In the UK, they're called trainers. That's why we'll call them trainers.
410A in progress.
Attempted murder in the suburbs. This is a quick response. A man returned from work earlier than usual and found his young wife in bed with her lover. The maid called the police when she saw the husband taking a hunting rifle from the wall cabinet. You know what? Go easy here, guys, because I think, you know what, sometimes if you come home and find your wife in bed with another man, he might be justified in taking that shotgun off the wall. Hey, I guess that's for the courts to decide. Okay, the teens who stole our trainers / sneakers, the teens are standing around smoking not far from the store, admiring their new shoes. It's time to return those shoes, boys, or hey, mind if I have a cigarette, or try to grab one of the boys. Let's say, time to return those shoes, boys. And that's all it takes. Look at that. See that? The teenagers of this city are not very feisty at all. You know what? Bring back the world of the chavs. We need more chavs type attitude. That teenager should have more attitude than just saying, sorry officer, here, have the trainers back. Today in Freeburg we're hosting the premiere of Back to the Future. The film's distributors have asked the city for an officer to stand at the door and ensure the visitors don't bring in their handheld cameras. Back to the Future, great movie, doesn't deserve to be pirated. Go on, Birch Jr. Get over there. You're a rubbish cop, but you can do that for a job. In fact, Birch Jr. is so rubbish he probably doesn't even know what a camera looks like. Attempted murder report. And the offender's been caught and officers are unharmed and civilians have been unharmed in that shotgun shooting his wife, or the guy with his wife.
412A in progress.
Assault at the elementary school. A young father deprived of his parental rights tried to pick up his daughter from school. When he wasn't allowed access, he attacked the teacher, knocked her to the ground and started kicking her. Well, you know what? That's no way to treat a teacher. But then again, fathers have rights too, god damn it. But, so go easy, guys. Give this guy a little bit of Birch, you go with them. You look like you've got father experience. You might be a bit more sympathetic to the man's cause. But again, that's for the courts to decide. This game isn't court case, this is the police, not this is the courts. Maybe that's part 2. Haha, I jest. Okay, Mafia wants me. Jack, we have something going down at the engineering plant at 2209. We wouldn't want any policemen crashing the party. I think 4,000 should be enough for such a request. Well, you know what, Mr. Sands? I think you're right. 4,000 does sound up. I said we weren't on enough. We need some money. We got a favour here. Mr. Bordeaux, a very sensitive issue with our mutual friend Charles Deal. He said you could help me with. As you may already know, I own the largest music store in Freeburg. Recently, my ex-wife got half my hair. Maybe it was his wife that was in bed earlier on. But my recently ex-wife, half my record collection in a lawsuit. There's a lot of rare records. My ex is very afraid of the police and always tries to act like a law-abiding citizen. If some of your guys went over there in uniform and told her those records were evidence in an important investigation, she'd just smile and give them to you whatever you asked for. You know what? No, your wife's won them. It's part of her law. So you know what? You've probably got kids as well. Your kids, you need to sell them records to look after your kids because you're not probably going to look after them. You're not taking responsibility. You know what? No, I'm not doing it. What have we got here? That's him, isn't it? The record case guy. Disorderly conduct, 2209. I've got to watch the time for that Sands job. A guard says someone got into the exhibition hall and scrawled pictures of penises on the artwork. You know what? This guy doesn't need officers. This guy needs a medal. Drawing penises on the artwork and hid in the closet. Right, okay then. Let's send Stovall and Williams. That's not send Stovall. In fact, he's very tired. Let's send Bakaraka, the happy man. We like him. Go. And take some photos of this penisy artwork. Drawing penises on things, always a winner. The offender's been caught, officers unharmed. Right, so you've been arrested for slapping a teacher, but hey, you know what? We'll listen to your case in the courts. Well, we won't. We don't get a chance to see that bit, I'm afraid. The guy's getting a bit desperate with his records here. Ulrich Bieber. All the lights are on. This is the guy that draws the penises. Right, okay, all the lights are on when the police arrive. The museum caretaker explains that he's only had the job for a couple of weeks and he's worried he's going to be fired over this foolishness. The police calm him down and he points out the bathroom stall that the artist is locked himself in. Come out with your hands up into the adjoining stall or break down the door. They say, come out with your hands up. A terrified and tearful young man holding a knife insists that he's engaged in some kind of performance art and that no one understands him. He refuses to surrender and is threatening to stab himself. We can try to grab the knife. Don't worry, you're not in any trouble. We just want to talk. Or tell me more about your work. We want to know about your penis artistry. Let's go. And yes, he's been captured. Bring him into the station. He can draw some penises on the wall of his cell. That's the way to go. Wow, we're having a quiet moment in the city. 2209 was it, or something like 22? I don't know. I'm guessing we're sick. I'm guessing where was it? One of these industrial places. Could be here. Could be here. Could be here. We've got our towers here. When they say a new tower, I don't think a new tower as high as this one. I know. There we go. You see, this is what happens when nothing much happens for an hour or so in game time. It gets a bit waffly. This is the one. The engineering plant. This is the one. This is the job. Engineering plant. We just received a call from the groundskeeper at a machine factory. He spotted 2 offenders stealing aluminium, or again, depending where we come from, aluminium from a factory through a hole in the wall. Well, you know what? Turn a blind eye. For £4 grand, I can turn a blind eye. He's only nicking aluminium. Who cares? I wonder what Sans wants with a load of aluminium anyway. Maybe he's building a massive robot, which would be pretty cool. Theft. The engineering plant, he got away okay. Well done. Take your aluminium and run. Thank you for doing as we asked. Here's the 4,000 we agreed on. Sweet. Look at that, 12,100. We're on our way, mate. We're on our way to making our money. City Hall psychological test. Jack, you have seen the newspaper stories about Thomas Blaine, the retired cop who went schizophrenic and shot a pregnant woman. To ensure this tragedy doesn't repeat itself, we decided to conduct psychological testing for all cops over 50 years of age. That includes you, Jack. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Eleonora Waterbury is waiting for you in her office. Don't be late. Okay, then we won't be late. And that's the end of another day there. And I think, you know what, we've been on for roughly half an hour. I like to kind of keep these videos for around half an hour long for each episode. We will get more days in each episode soon, so I think we'll call it a day right there, and we'll undergo our psychological testing in the next episode and continue with our quest to make 500,000 in 180 days. So, once again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that hoo-ha. I really appreciate that. It really helps the channel, and I love you people for doing it. And extra love for you and you for doing that now. Thank you for watching, and thank you and you especially. And yes, you watching right there, you know who you are. We love you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to come back tomorrow and check out the next episode in This Is the Police. Bye for now.